Hi everyone, Leslie here. I'm here wearing my purple shirt to celebrate the plant of the week, which is violet, our lovely violet. There are over 500 species of violet in the world. The ones native to North America are Viola sororia, and the ones that are more common from Europe that you see is Viola odorata. And they are all lovely and beautiful plants. I tend to harvest and use the European varieties because they're more abundant. Violet is a celebration. It's a celebration of spring, and it's a celebration of joy and beauty, and anything that you add violet to in food is going to make it special. So I would like to invite you to bring violet into your life before the violets go by. The violets are on their way out, and I had a hard time actually finding this little patch in my land in Conway. So I invite you, if you live anywhere where there's still violets, to bring them into your life. I love putting them in salads. I'm talking about the flowers now, but you can also put the leaves. The leaves are edible, and they're heart-shaped, as you can see. And violets actually have an affinity for the heart. Another name for violet is heart ease, and that name came through the ancient Greeks, who considered violet to be strengthening to the heart and mitigating of anger. So bring violet into your life if you have grief or pain in your spirit. They have cool and calming and just kind of like a nice soothing balm of an influence on the spirit, and they also have that same quality when you're talking about using the plant medicinally. Medicinally, it's considered moistening, demulcent, and demulcent means brings moisture and coolness to irritated tissue. So it has that quality, and that can be used externally, outside the body, or it can be taken internally for something like a sore throat or irritated cough. So it has an affinity for the respiratory system, and the other organ system it really has an affinity for is the lymph system. And it's it helps to break up stagnant lymph tissue and get things moving in your lymph system, and also has an affinity for the breast. So it's been used in breast cancer treatment. And you can learn more about that, I'm sure. Again, I'm going to go back to talking about the salads. You can use it as food and medicine. The leaf itself has a lot of vitamin A and vitamin C and properties that are anti-inflammatory. And so they're very tasty and nutritious to have in salads. And you could also make a vinegar, like a salad dressing, of leaves and flowers, which would make a very beautiful purple, if you used enough flowers, a purple vinegar that would really wow your friends to use as a salad dressing. So they're very nutritious, and they also are medicinal. So the other ways that you can use the violet leaf as food, I mentioned the salads. I like to add violet with other things in the salad, not all violet leaves. It can be like slightly like gas producing to only eat a giant pile of violet leaves, so I like to add other things to it, like lettuce or other wild greens when I'm making a salad with it. Also, you can make a pesto out of it, which I have never tried, but I'm curious to try that. And I love using the flowers, again, sprinkled on salads, but also to put in any drink to make it festive. You could put it in lemonade, like I mentioned, making a violet vinegar out of it. They just make a yummy, if you collected a lot of these, which you probably couldn't find at this point, you could make violet syrup is a very famous thing to make, which is a bright, bright purple sugary syrup that you can add to drinks. let me see. Is there anything else I wanted to tell you about violet? Well, you can always just make a dry violet and make it and have it throughout the winter as a tea. I prefer it fresh, but it's certainly wonderful to have as a medicinal tea. And also, oh, I was going to mention that you can make topical medicinal treatments with violet by chopping it up, and you can just put it straight on the bare skin on areas, like I mentioned, the lymph areas that you might have congestion in certain areas of the lymph or breast, or you can actually make something for a sore throat or even a chest by just chopping up the plant material, adding a little bit of water, and putting it straight on the skin. And if you don't want to do that, you could also put the violets into an oil and have the oil extract some of the medicine out of it, and then use the oil in the same way as a salve, or put it as a violet oil. And I've made violet breast oil for friends, and they've really appreciated that. So those are the things I wanted to share with you about violet. We're going to have some fun recipes and other things appear on the page this week, so enjoy your violets.